Welcome back, and today we're going to go over the 5th page of the semester exam review, and this one starts off by dealing with the different types of subatomic particles. So we learned a little bit about the history of the atom, a very basic history of the atom, and from that we were able to learn a couple of things. First of all, we know that the proton is located inside the nucleus of the atom. It has a positive charge, and its mass is roughly equal to 1 atomic mass unit, or 1 unit. Okay, the neutron is also located inside the nucleus. It has a neutral charge, and its mass is also equal to roughly 1 atomic mass unit, or 1 unit of mass. Now, the electron is located outside of the nucleus. It has a negative charge, and its mass is negligible, meaning it is so small that compared to the mass of a proton or the mass of a neutron, it's almost has a mass of nothing. It has mass, but it's really tiny. So again, to just kind of see it, if we had an atom, right? The atom would have, it would have like protons. It would have like neutrons. And so those would be in the nucleus, right? And then electrons would be like out here. So we might have an electron here and an electron here. Okay. So just a visual representation of where the protons, neutrons, and electrons are for you, real quick ones. Now, we have to be able to draw model of matter diagrams. And so there's some things that we have to keep in mind when we're drawing these diagrams. Solids are always drawn as touching. The particles are touching. And organized. Liquids are drawn. The particles are touching. But unorganized. And gases are drawn. The particles are not touching. And unorganized. Now, if you're representing an element, you would have one shape for the entire drawing. If you were drawing a compound, you would have 2 shapes for the entire drawing, bonded together. So, for example, an element might be a triangle, just one triangle, and it might be a couple of them touching like that, whereas a compound could be something like a circle and a triangle, and it would have a line connecting them. So if we were going to draw model of matter diagrams as examples, we have first one, which is magnesium chloride is a solid. I know that magnesium chloride is a compound because there's more than one element. So I have magnesium, right, which I'm going to draw as a square, or the best square I can draw, and chloride, which I'm going to draw as a circle. Okay, so this is a compound. Because there are 2 elements. The magnesium and the chloride, right? So if I'm going to draw this, I'm going to draw a bunch of squares. I might do it like this. And then I'm going to draw some circles. And if I was doing this a much better job of this, I would draw the circles something like that, and then I'm going to draw them connected together here and here, here and here. Okay, so I'm just showing that they are organized. There is a pattern here. It's like square, circle, square, circle. and they are bonded together. And so, like in my case, like there's this pattern of like some diagonal, like the squares are not necessarily touching each other, but it could be drawn differently as long as it's some organization. Now, in the case of the next one, mercury is an element. And I know that because there's one element present. And so I only need one shape. So I'm going to do, in this case, I'm going to do a triangle. And so because it's a liquid, they are touching but not organized. So I'm going to have triangle, 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 something like that. And then lastly, sulfur as a gas. This is also an element. I know that because only one element is present. And because it's one element, I'm going to draw it as, let's see, what shape haven't I used? We could do star, okay? So in this case here, I'm going to draw it as a gas, as an element, and it's not touching and organized. So I'm going to have one here, one here, one here, one here, and maybe one here, trying to fill up the box a little bit, showing it expanded. So that's drawing model of matter diagrams. If you have any questions about this page, touch base with your teacher. Otherwise, good luck studying for the semester exam.